perhaps one of the most consequential people in the last 15 or 20 years is online with us this afternoon. It's John Lanford, the former county administrator here in Alleghany County. Welcome, John.
Yeah, thank you, Jerry. Pleasure to be here. And no, it was always my time at the county was always surrounded by a great team of people that were wonderful to work with and very supportive, elected and in the offices.
Well, John, we're delighted to see you as a candidate for the school board. Gee, I wonder why you want to get into that fray, but you've had years of working with people in the region, and it's just uplifting to see people like you and Nicole put yourself out there to join. Sometimes it's a very controversial thing, but with that as a bit of background, do you believe that there's a pressing single issue or a set of pressing issues that the school board is facing?
Yeah, back to that, back to your comment initially, and I'm very happy to have the opportunity to serve with Nicole coming forward. As we move into the new school board in January. I've had that question, your comment about why you want to do this from a lot of folks. I think it ties into the no, I don't think there's a single pressing issue at the school board, but I think that the quality of life impact that the school division has, in conjunction with all the other great things that are going on in the community, are what can can continue some of the momentum that we have in the Alleghany Highlands. The economic development aspect, the support for business community, all those other things. The education system plays a key role in that, and so we were, I was a very big proponent of the consolidation effort, putting the school divisions together, regional cooperation amongst the local governments, and trying to drive that, because really very few people recognize those municipal and county boundaries. It's really only the people that work in local government that recognize it. We're all a community together anyway. And so that regional effort to do some projects, but the school division is a key component of that. I think some of the relationships I have in Richmond, I'm currently and still working for a board of directors and so I understand the relationships between that chief executive, the manager, the superintendent, and the board. I think I can help, with some of that dynamic and making sure that's running smoothly. I've got a daughter still in the school division. There's a wonderful staff in those buildings from her very early ages all the way up till her time at high school that I feel like I can help support and build some relationships with. And I don't think there's one single issue.
Okay.
But I've told people that have asked me why, to your question, I just think I can help, and I want to help. The community's been very good to me and my family, and I think this is a way I can give back.
Of the many things that confront school board members and school divisions, it's this question of the SOL, standard of learning tests. And we recently, I was joking with Nicole in a recent interview. I said, Nicole, I hope you didn't watch this video that I did of a Roanoke County official explaining to the school board what he believed are going to be even more intense requirements for the SOLs. And he said, scores are probably going to go down. And of course, that's got everybody concerned. How big of a deal do you think the SOLs are? I mean, some people are, big on them, and others think, I'm not so sure that we don't need fundamental change there.
I probably fall somewhere in the middle. You need to have a standard, a benchmark, so that you can compare and make sure that we're at or above median on performance. But I don't think it should be the end all be all. And I think there's more to to the issue than just what happens in those buildings, right? There's a socioeconomic impact on the test scores as well. And so, the children are in the building for 7, 8 hours a day. What's happening the rest of the day also has a significant impact on their scores as well. Not to shout out to one of your competitors in the industry, but the Cardinal News had a pretty good article this morning on that very topic about the impact in SOL scores being driven primarily by factors outside of the building. So I fall somewhere in the middle. There's some, athletics played a huge role in my life, and I still feel the same way. You can look at, the vertical, the 40s, the height and the weight and all those different metrics. But some people just have an it factor to them that all that stuff doesn't matter, and you got to meet people where they are. And so, some people test well, some people don't test well. The SOLs have driven us away from, I think, where teachers are allowed to teach students and meet students where they are, because there's so much of an importance placed on these SOL test scores that it's created maybe some unrealistic expectations. And I think we need to. There's an important metric there, but is it really? Is it really meeting the intention that it had? And I think it has probably taken education in a direction that it didn't really intend when they were setting those standards.
Well, this is going to continue to be a controversy, I'm sure. And I guess we'll see how this Roanoke officials' predictions pan out here this next year. But anyway, the prediction is they're going to get tougher, and there's going to be more controversy. So we'll see how that all works out. And my question number 3, you've already answered. That I always like guys that I interview that answer the questions before they come in or pop through my head. But what the question 3 that I posed also to Nicole was, what in your background do you believe qualifies you to be a school board member? And your extensive government and managerial experience, obviously, it is the answer to that. But would you like to elaborate on that?
Yeah, so 25 years working in local government, 15 years been a administrative type role, working directly with elected officials and appointed officials, state level, federal level. I have some relationships that I've built over the years that I think can be helpful, that are local, but then also at the state and federal level, for being able to have conversations that can help the Highlands. And then the piece that I think is most critical, and that a lot of people that haven't lived it don't understand, is the relationship between the school board and the superintendent, and how that intimately functions, from an operational standpoint, because I live it, I still continue to live it, and I lived it for a long time, and that relationship is critical for everybody else. So having lived this life for a long time.
Well, and here's another hot topic. And I want to get your view on this. One of the things that seems to be most discussed, probably most frequently, is this concept of workforce development. And I guess getting a feel for what how big of a deal is this, where you see the college moving in a direction of working with the school division, and you see supervisors promoting it. Is this a big deal, or is this a passing fad?
It's having a ready workforce, preparing for the students for their future. It's not a passing fad. It's something that's gained traction, in the last 5 to 10 years, but certainly needs to be something that's focused on as an employer. getting the skilled staff is critical. We've just recently participated, and I know that Alleghany Highlands School Division has as well, in the workforce development event at the Roanoke Civic Center the other day. And so, getting children engaged at a young age, showing them what careers look like, understanding what that path could be, is critical for them and for the region's employers, which goes back to the health of the community and the vibrancy of the community overall. And seeing a trend, not necessarily towards my generation, was go to college, go to college, go to college, go to college, go to college. Well, going to college is not for everybody, and you can also, with the right opportunities and the right programs available to you, you can come out of college, out of a trade or a credentialing program, and make substantially more money as well without the debt. And so I think
what a great point. I mean, that I think that's increasingly people are becoming aware of that. Sure.
So the opportunities to make children aware of that, to make families aware of that, is critical, in my opinion. So I don't think it's a passing fad.
John, I think I already know the answer to the final question, but this is basically, hey, sum up for us why you want to be in the school board. You're probably one of the busiest guys in the entire region. There's many things that you've already accomplished. You're also still, involved in a number of things. You were CEO of a big operation. Why do you want to be on the Alleghany Highlands School Board with all these other things that you've got going? That's quite a commitment that you're offering to make.
So again, think I can help. I think I can help the school division. Community has been very good to me. It's very welcoming to me when I moved here. Married my wife, Cody, who's a native of the Highlands. We've been here for a long time. Love the area. Very committed to it. We left, came back to raise our family here. And so I think just with my experience in local government, worked very closely with the school division over the years. I think I can be helpful to the school board. I think I can be helpful to central office folks. I think I can be helpful to the people that are in the buildings every day, which are the kids and the teachers and the staff there. And it's an opportunity to give back to a community that's been very good to me and my family.
And in closing, John, there was a book written in the 50s, and it was written by a former Secretary of State, Dean Acheson, and the book was entitled Present at the Creation. And you were present at the creation of the new Alleghany Highlands Public School Division, and that was it was more than a hoot. It was so involved. It was so detailed. There were so many aspects to it, and people like yourself helped create this school division. So it's great to speak with you, and we appreciate you taking the time to join us today. It's as we mentioned, Nicole, it's really nice that people with your background and her background are interested in serving the school division. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jerry.